Hey there. Let me tell you a story about Lisa, a girl who always seemed to fall for the wrong guys. You know that feeling when you're waiting for that text back, staring at your phone, wondering if you're just wasting your time? Yeah, Lisa knew it all too well. Enter Mike, charming, handsome, and always busy. He'd send those late-night "hey, you up?" texts, but somehow couldn't find time for a proper date. Classic, right? The ancient Stoics had a saying, "Time is our most precious gift." And boy, was Lisa giving hers away for free. Here's the thing. When someone really cares, they don't make you feel like a backup plan. They don't leave you on red for days while posting Instagram stories at parties. They don't tell you they're too swamped to talk, but somehow have time to like every post on social media. These aren't just annoying habits. They're screaming red flags. Lisa kept making excuses for Mike. He's just really focused on his career, she'd tell her friends. But deep down, she knew something wasn't right. It's funny how we often ignore what time reveals about people. If someone can spend hours gaming but can't spare 5 minutes to reply to your message, that's not being busy. That's showing you where you rank in their priorities. The turning point came when Lisa discovered an old piece of wisdom. Actions speak louder than words. She started paying attention not to what Mike said, but what he did with his time. The fancy future promises meant nothing compared to his constant last-minute cancellations and midnight booty calls. Think about it. If someone really wants to be in your life, they make time, not excuses. They don't leave you wondering, they don't keep you guessing, and they definitely don't make you feel like you're competing for their attention. Lisa finally realized something powerful. Waiting for someone to change is like waiting for rain in a desert. You might get lucky, but you're probably just wasting your time. The right person won't make you wait by the phone, won't play hot and cold, and won't make you question your worth. Here's the real tea. If they wanted to, they would. Simple as that. No complicated excuses, no mysterious disappearances, no breadcrumbing. When someone values you, they show it consistently, not just when it's convenient for them. The story ends with Lisa choosing herself. She stopped accepting crumbs of attention and started valuing her own time. Because here's what the Stoics knew thousands of years ago. Your time is your life, and life's too short to spend it waiting for someone who treats you like an option. Remember, folks, real love doesn't make you question where you stand. It doesn't leave you hanging, doesn't play games, and definitely doesn't waste your time. The biggest red flag? When someone's actions scream you're not a priority, while their words whisper, just be patient. So next time you find yourself making excuses for someone's inconsistency, remember Lisa's story. Your time is precious, and the right person won't make you waste it wondering if they care. They'll show you day in and day out that you matter. And that's the real lesson here. Don't let anyone convince you that uncertain love is better than no love at all. Because when it's right, you won't need to decode their behavior or justify their absence. You'll just know, through their actions, their time, and their consistent effort, that you're valued. This isn't just about dating. It's about respecting yourself enough to walk away from situations that drain your time and energy. Life's too short for maybe relationships and someday promises. The right person will make time, not excuses. And that's not just wisdom, that's facts. So what's the takeaway? Trust actions over words, value your time like the precious resource it is. And remember, someone who really wants to be in your life won't leave you questioning your place in theirs. Let's talk about those subtle red flags Lisa learned to spot along the way. You know those gut feelings we often ignore? They're usually right on the money. Like when Mike would post about being too sick to meet up, but then his friend's social media would show him at a party that same night. Or how he'd always have elaborate excuses that somehow made Lisa feel guilty for wanting basic attention. Here's what's wild. Lisa wasn't alone in this. Her friend Emma was dealing with a similar situation with Tom, who was the king of future faking. You know the type. Always talking about vacations they'll take someday, plans they'll make when things settle down, and that magical future where they'll finally have more time. But guess what? Tomorrow never comes with these types. The pattern started becoming crystal clear. The late-night texts that always came after they'd been ignored all day. The sudden attention when they started posting photos with friends. The mysterious disappearances followed by casual comebacks like nothing happened. It's like they all read from the same playbook. Lisa started keeping a journal, not of what they said, but what they actually did. Monday, too busy to call. Also Monday, posted 12 Instagram stories from a basketball game. Tuesday, can't meet, deadline at work. Also Tuesday, online gaming for 6 hours straight. See the pattern? The real game changer came when Lisa's grandmother shared some old school wisdom. People make time for what they value. Simple, right? But it hit different. Think about it. We all have the same 24 hours. If someone can binge watch an entire Netflix series but can't find 10 minutes to check in with you, that's not a time management issue. That's a you management issue. Let's break down those modern dating red flags that often get brushed off. The sorry, just saw this text. 3 days later. The constant rescheduling of plans. The mysterious online-offline status that never matches their excuses. The sudden reappearance when you start doing well or seeing someone new. The expert-level excuse-making that leaves you feeling crazy for wanting basic respect. Lisa started sharing her story on social media, and the responses were eye-opening. Thousands of people had similar experiences, all thinking they were alone in dealing with time wasters. It became clear that this wasn't just a dating issue. It was an epidemic of people accepting less than they deserved. The turning point for many came with understanding that setting standards isn't being too demanding. It's basic self-respect. If someone can plan their fantasy football league weeks in advance but can't commit to a coffee date, that's not about their schedule. It's about their priorities. Here's what healthy relationships actually look like. Consistent communication, not perfect but consistent. Plans that actually happen, not just endless, we should. Actions that match words, not just empty promises. Respect for your time, not constant last-minute cancellations. Clear intentions, not wishy-washy maybes. Lisa eventually met someone who showed her what real respect looks like. No games, no guessing, no constant anxiety about where she stood. Just clear, consistent actions that showed she mattered. And you know what? It felt easy. That's the thing about the right person. They don't make you question everything. The story spread, helping others recognize their own worth and stop accepting breadcrumbs of attention. Because here's the truth. Waiting for someone to realize your worth is like waiting for them to read a book they don't even want to open. You're worth more than that waiting game. Remember, time is the only currency we can't earn back. Spend it on people who show you, through actions, not words, that they value what you're giving them. Don't let anyone convince you that uncertainty is romantic, or that waiting is a sign of true love. Real love builds you up, it doesn't leave you hanging. And if you're reading this while waiting for that text back, take it as a sign. You deserve someone who makes you feel chosen, not like an option. Someone who sees spending time with you as a priority, not a favor. Because at the end of the day, we all have time for what matters to us. It's that simple.